and welcome to Little Learners. It's almost my favourite time of year. That's right, it's nearly Halloween. So I thought now was a great time to show you 3 very easy but super fun Halloween craft activities you can do with your children at home. So let's get started. The first craft we're going to do is this easy weaving spider web. For this activity, you'll need 4 lollipop sticks, some PVA glue, two paintbrushes, some paint, I'm using black, some string, and of course some glitter. First of all, your child needs to make a cross shape using 2 of the lollipop sticks and sticking them together in the middle using PVA glue. I'm just using it straight out of the tube, but your child may want to use a paintbrush for this. Next, they're going to need to put their 2 other lollipop sticks diagonally across, so they have a kind of star shape. The thing I love about this is that no child is going to get this shape exactly right. The lollipop sticks are going to be a bit higgledy-piggledy, which means that every spider's web made by a child will look different. Once I finish that, I'm just going to add a bit more PVA glue to the top, just to make sure that everything ends up being really solid and stable. Once the PVA glue has dried, your child should end up with something that looks a bit like this. Next, we're going to paint the entire thing with black paint, or whatever colour paint your child has chosen. I would recommend covering the front and the back of the web with paint, so that when you hang them up and they twirl around, you can see the colour on both sides. Once your paint has dried, you should have something that looks a bit like this, and your child can start weaving their string. They can weave the string between the lollipop sticks in and out in whatever direction they like. They can go in a circle around to make a traditional web shape, or they can make it completely their own and do whatever kind of weaving shape they like. At the end, just make sure that you secure the string with a knot so that you can hang it up later. But before we go displaying it, no craft of mine would ever be complete without a bit of glitter. So I'm just going to drizzle some PVA glue on and then cover it in some silver glitter. Tap the excess glitter off, and there you have it, a sparkly, woven spider's web. Don't forget, you can use whatever kind of colour you like. I've used a few different ones here. You can even add a spider if you want to, like I have on my purple spider's web, just using a piece of black felt. Okay, time to move on to activity number 2. Thumb pumpkins, or as I like to call them, thumbkins. These are really cute and super easy for children to do by themselves. So, all you'll need for this is a small piece of white paper or card, orange, green and brown paint, and 3 different paintbrushes. Oh, and don't forget those little thumbs. First of all, children need to use the brown paint to make the mud or the earth or the soil at the bottom of their page that our thumbkins are going to grow out of. This does not need to be neat at all. Next, children need to paint their thumb with the orange paint. I find it much easier for children to paint their thumb rather than dip it straight in the paint, because that can get even messier. Once their thumb is covered, they can press down just above the brown paint and let go to reveal their thumbkin. Children can then repeat this as many times as they like to fill up the piece of paper. This is a great maths opportunity. You can discuss numbers and counting here. For example, you could decide on a number of thumbkins the child is going to make, so they need to count along as they print them, or they could print as many as they like and then go back with you and count them to find the total at the end. Once all the thumbkins have been printed, we need to add the green stalks at the top. Again, this does not have to be really neat, as every pumpkin is of course different. And there you have it! a gorgeous little garden of tiny thumbkins, which look much cuter when made with children's thumbs rather than my adult ones. And last but not least, on to craft number 3, my spooky witch with curly hair. Dressing up as a witch is one of my favourite things to do at Halloween, so of course I had to include one in this video. For this craft, you'll need a piece of green paper, a black triangle and a black rectangle cut out of black paper, and 2 white circles made from white paper. You'll also need a black or dark coloured felt tip and a red felt tip pen. First of all, you need to cut your A4 piece of paper in half. Either you can do this, or you can have your child do it. Then, they or you need to create a very rough semicircle shape. Now, I'm going to glue the black triangle to the top of my witch's head. And on top of that, I'm going to stick the black rectangle. We have now made our witch's pointy hat. Next, we're going to add the eyes, which are the 2 white circles. Now, of course, this activity really lends itself to talking to your child about 2D shapes and recognising them as they're using them during the activity. Once the 2 white circles are stuck down, I'm then going to draw on the pupils using my black or dark coloured felt tip pen. Then, we're going to draw half of a triangle to make the witch's nose. And I'm going to add a little wart on the end there too. Then I'm going to switch over to my red pen to draw my witch's smile, because my witch, even though she's spooky, is a happy witch. Now all that's left to do is make our witch's hair. You'll need to choose 2 different coloured pieces of paper, and you'll need to slice them up into thin strips. Now I'm going to make the witch's hair using a repeating pattern. This is a great activity for children, not only to develop their fine motor skills, but also to discuss repeating patterns and noticing patterns around them in their environment. So I'm just going to make a loop with my first piece, stick it together, and then put my second piece through the first loop and stick it together. And I'm going to continue that until I've got the length of hair that I want. Here we have a traditional paper chain. Children can really go crazy with this. They can make a paper chain as long as they like. Once they've finished one of the paper chains, it can be stuck to the back of the witch's hat to reveal one beautiful lock of hair. Then repeat the activity for the other side, and you will have your spooky, happy witch with a pointy hat and paper chain curly hair. And there you have it! 3 really fun, simple activities you can do with your child this Halloween. I really had so much fun making this video, and I hope you have fun following the activities. Do let me know in the comments below if you try any of these activities. If you like this video, or if you just like Halloween, hit that like button, and if you'd like to see more videos like this, be sure to hit the subscribe button. And then once you're subscribed, you can click on the bell icon to make sure you get a notification every time I post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, have a wonderful Halloween, and I will see you next time.